of the scheduled first pitch, but the sun has cleared. I'm sure Virginia is very bummed. The rain has cleared. She's very bummed that there hasn't been any sun, but we're here and we're ready to go. It's the Stanford Cardinal sitting at number 16 ranked in the country according to the most recent ESPN poll, and the unranked Virginia Cavaliers. However, they did receive votes in that poll. This is this followed by one more, but this is big, and it's big for the standings as well, Jenna.
Absolutely. Virginia
receive a bye into ACC conference tournament play as we get set here for the first pitch. Was 2025 preseason All-ACC. She also earned plenty of accolades last year and the year before in her sophomore and freshman season, and she pops that up to Kern at second underneath it, and that'll be one up, one down for the Stanford Cardinal.
really important there. I mean, leading the team in slugging, also in multi-hit games and performances with 16. She's somebody that,
single season record for Virginia, but she'll be retired in that first at bat. Now first pitch swing and a high fly ball coming in from left field, and underneath it is Koch, and she'll put it away.
You're trying to understand what is the strike zone, what does this umpire like? You're trying to figure it out.
Sophomore, second on the all-time single season RBI list right now with 54. She needs just 5 to overtake the top spot with 58. And here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. That one is out of here. 2 outs, who cares? Maisie Eaton with a 2-run shot. Welcome to Stanford, California.
Morton, this pitch up, absolutely launched. You could tell off the bat that was taken off into the stands out there.
In the and just ranked nationally in so many categories. Swing and a miss. Kylie Chung comes back, gets her swinging. Before we get set into any of that, we also have to mention, and Jenna's going to do most of this explaining as the former collegiate softball athlete, who knows the rule book back to front, front to back, here in this lineup, where she has her pitcher, Kylie Chung, batting 8th, and she's also listed as the 10th spot, technically the designated player, Zoe Prishtaiko, who is also a pitcher. Both of them two-way players, Jenna.
Technically as the pitcher, whereas Chung was the DP.
That one popped up. Underneath it is Cabral, tracking it back from second.
So what Coach Allister has done is really be proactive to start with 10. She wanted Chung in the circle, but wants the ability to flip them back and forth as she needs to. So Chung was listed as the DP.
And if that confuses anybody watching and listening, as that's hit also to second base. A lot of work for Cabral so far this inning. She overthrows it. Turning around first and heading to second is Emily Jones.
Get that extra 60 feet and into scoring position. Seems small, but it's one of the fundamentals of softball.
We just talked about extra bases and base runners for both of these teams who can really hit. This is River Mailer, shortstop, hitting the 3 spot, opposite field, hit down the line. That'll be foul. 453 with runners on base, and she draws a walk right there. She's batting .333 with runners on base and .322 with runners in scoring position. Just crazy numbers, but this time Henley gets the best of her. Swing and a miss for Jade Berry, and
one of those that's developed a ton, developed power.
That one popped up. Chasing in foul territory is Kuhn underneath it, and she'll put it away. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to third. Taking care of them, Berry, who will flip it over. 2-1. Swinging a bouncing ball down the third base line. That one will be foul. Selects the one she wants. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got her. Strikeout number 2 for Kelsey Hackett. Hackett, junior out of Virginia. Had a 12-game slump to start the season. First hit didn't come until mid-February. Kylie Chung, go ahead.
30 pitches for Kylie Chung already.
Mm-hmm. Bouncing ball.
Add number 70 from last inning. Keeping the pitch count down is so key, especially when you have 3 arms and that's it in your bullpen like Stanford does.
Here's the payoff. Swinging a line drive down the left field line. That'll be foul. Here's the 3-2 once again. High and outside. She walked her. Almost a mirror image, or almost exactly. Kaylin Jones, the left fielder, wearing number 2.
Again, the free passes, that's tough. I mean, and you look at what this lineup looks like, 1 through 9 for Virginia. You know, Hackett hitting .218 on the season. That's somebody that you want to attack the zone going up.
83 with runners on base. Swing and a miss. Got her.
10 has looked the same, but this year, Kern and Jones also in the mix. Mailer and Economides have been in the mix, on track.
Well, Henley made quick work of Economides. Checks Anna Henley with a 3.17 ERA, 8 wins, 2 losses in 22 appearances. This is her 7th start overall. That one a chopper down the right field line, or first base line, if you will, but it doesn't matter because big 3-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch from Henley, swinging a bouncing ball to third, off of Kuhn's wrist.
Behind the dish.
The 5th year in the circle, delivers and gets her swinging. A strikeout to end the inning for Savannah Henley.
But that's one element to this new realignment as well.
Line drive into left field, cut off well by Koch, who will get the throw into second base, but it's not in time. One on, nobody out. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a bouncing ball to first. Economides backhands that. Steps on first base. Avoided the sweep against Notre Dame with 1 win. Avoided the sweep against FSU with 1 win.
In the season slate for ACC conference play. And then now here in this situation, Stanford, a ranked team, establishing those relationships with in the ACC. One thing that's consistent is that Cal rivalry.
That one outside, a walk drawn by Macy Eaton.
Well, I think she'll definitely come out of the game at some point, only because that is the strategy that they've had all season long.
Bouncing ball to first, and that'll do it. Stanford are able to scoot out of it without any damage done. 2 runners left stranded for Virginia.
It's on base in a lot of different ways. Not a surprise then to see that translate to the on-base percentage, of course, which is exactly what you're looking for from that leadoff hitter. So something that Coach Allister has enjoyed having the past couple of seasons since she's been on the farm.
Here's the delivery from Henley inside, and Kern draws the walk.
Looks like that got her, I think, got a piece of that front.
And I tell you, if I'm a pitcher, I don't want to face the Kern Jones Mailer
here. So obviously a cardinal sin here to pop up a bunt attempt, but that's that up spin working against Emily Jones. But a nice job.
Unable to move the runner over. That'll bring up River Mailer. Singled in the first. That one slowly hit to short. The double's not on. Nothing's on. That one looped into center field. Rounding third is Kern. She'll come in to score. An RBI double for Jade Berry.
We've seen a little bit more check swings because there's been some hesitation, and that has to do with the movement coming from Henley. But one time through the order already, they're starting to make some adjustments here.
4-pitch walk to Kira Chan. Incredible seasons for their respective teams, and what a matchup we get to witness right now. That one, line drive to center field. Underneath it is Air tagging up from third.
With these hitters, but again, this now the second time through the order, the lefties do appear to be a little bit more comfortable.
Ground ball right back to where it came from.
Without any hesitation.
Mentioned the seniority. Kylie Chung, the only upperclassman among this 3-person pitching staff. That one popped up. Underneath it is Mailer. Alyssa Houston, a sophomore, and Zoe Prashiko, a freshman.
Delay in the Clearwater Invitational in Florida.
That one's the 4th as MC Eaton draws the walk.
They faced top-tier teams that entire weekend, one of the toughest weekends of the year in preseason tournaments. And they came out of it really on top and poised for a good rest of the 2025 that we've seen. Last home series of the season.
That one a looping ball just over the head of Mailer. We're getting those 2 back there in the bottom of the 3rd, and now Virginia looking for a response here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss. Going for the pickoff play and safe at first. Clemens went for the pickoff. So Houston to take over that first pitch in there for a strike. with 2 on and 2 outs and facing a brand new pitcher.
One thing to mention, because we talked about was put together in the beginning, so what happens now is Alyssa Houston.
There's a pop-up underneath it. Are both Mailer and Barry. It'll be Mailer, and that'll do it for the inning.
Some zip behind it is in there for a strike. The Bigham had an awesome year thus far. 116 in the third innings pitched for a 15-7 record this year. 6 saves on the year as well. Second of the year for Hilton, the weekly honors. Is that off speed in there for the strike? Finishing that play, Hartgrove gets it down to first base. 13 straight scoreless innings against Louisville in that series win. That is lifted in the air, shallow left. Going back to make the grab. The first pitch back to the first batter in this order. Taryn Kern misses for ball 1. Kern popped up and then she was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the third inning. Talk about how disciplined Taryn Kern is, getting that single season record last year in walks. Has kept that rolling into this year. She's got 28 on the season. She's also been hit 13 times. Low and away. Ball 4. Back-to-back plate appearances. Taryn Kern finds herself over at first base.
Been on base. She's reached base twice, but she hasn't had a hit in this game, and yet she still reached base twice. Exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter.
One of the hitters in this junior class that has developed nicely, but that's popped up again and here in the 5th. Launches it out to center field, going back for it on the run in left center. Emily Jones runs it down for out number 1.
A hard hit ball, but
way out of the zone. Actually moves quite a bit on the ground. Stanford parents get involved too, as that is looped into shallow center field. It's falling. It's to Houston. And it's grounded. Up the middle, it sneaks through. Taken over is the pinch runner, as Holbrook will score. Right, so she did put it right there. Did it make contact is the question. They're having a thorough look. Regardless, though, Kuhn does get the RBI single. She advances.
Our crew's got all the angles, all the replays, all the slow motion.
So the ball's there in the glove. The glove hits the ground. Look at that lead foot. Right there. Did it touch the cleat? Almost looked like her heel potentially. It's overturned. She is called out at third base. The tag is in there. The out. 0-2, grounded over to Mailer. Kicks up on her, but she gets it to first. The stretch by Economides. She keeps her foot on and gets it done. Now a new single season record for the program with 275. As Mailer pops that up. This time it's fisted in the air, but camped under it is Hilton. So back-to-back pop-ups. A bit more aggressive to your point, Sarah. Slightly different approach going up against Bigham than we saw earlier with Henley. Chan did walk last time. Popped up back in the first. Trying to get a 2-out rally started. And it's lifted into center. Barely having to take a step. Air. At the top of the standings right now in the ACC. These two fighting right there in the middle. Called strike 3. Alyssa Houston with the backwards K. It's her first of the day during her playing days as well. And a swinging strikeout that time. Back-to-back Ks for Alyssa Houston. She's starting to roll. 2 down here in the 6th. Foul tip into the glove of Allie Clements. Alyssa Houston strikes out the side, getting her team fired up here as they will pick up the back. Low and in. Economides gets the much-needed base runner aboard for the Cardinal.
She's working a little slower as well. Doesn't seem to be quite in her rhythm.
Koch fouled into the stands.
To a little girl, that's...
Diving line drive catch. Cabral
Even if she doesn't, you've got to run her in scoring position.
Pinch hitter Sydney Bulafin skies over to left field. Bulafin, another lefty who just hit for Chung. That's grounded up the middle. The shift is on. Taking it herself is Cabral on the other side of second base. She'll step on it. Hilton, a program record career 39 home runs, 15 on the year. 59 walks issued this season for Houston compared to 120 Ks, almost exactly that 2-to-1 ratio from strikeouts to walks. Popped up over to third base. Jade Berry underneath it, right on the line to make the catch. Swing and a miss. The last 6 batters that Alyssa Houston has faced, 5 are struck out, all retired in a row. Eden Bigham came in on relief for Savannah Henley after her 3 innings to start this one and has been incredibly effective. Looking for her first hit, though, of this one.
And Bigham hasn't given up a hit. She's given up 2 walks, but has not allowed a hit. The
last meeting was at the Kajikawa tournament at ASU back in 2015. 3 meetings in total, 2013 and back in the 90s before that. It's all gone the way of the Cardinal. Upstairs, inside, and ball 4. Taryn Kern on base for the 3rd time today, her 2nd walk. Pitch out, taken off, sliding in safely. Danny Hayes with the stolen base here in the 7th.
Comes up big in a clutch moment. You said it. That is so key to have her in scoring.
A 2-2 count. Well ahead of it, Jones smacks that into the net, foul. 2 again. Flared into left. It falls fair. Hayes is being sent home. It's all tied up. The RBI from Emily Jones. Hit of the ball game. Knotted up at 3.
Oh, this has just been some great small ball all runner, and then a single, and then here, Emily Jones. You said it. Hey, with some of these great hitters, that just might mean they're due. And
the first hit actually recorded against Bigham right there from Emily Jones. Popped up in the infield. Calling it off to make the grab is Jade Berry. On the ground. Booted at first. Getting sent home, and that's going to do it. Emily Jones comes around to score, and it's the walk-off win for the Cardinal. A 4-3 ball game as Jade Berry brings in the winning run.
A bobble at first from Eaton, and you have to feel for her there. A hard hit ball, but somewhat of a routine dead. Jessica Allister gets aggressive, sends the run home, and that's it. And it was a fun one. Everybody in the circle performing at their best, at their peak.